Hey, what's up, guys? Got a video request to go over the plugins that I use. So I thought it'd be pretty fun and interesting to kind of go through the plugin list of 2016. These include plugins that I've used for years and some new ones that I find interesting, and some I had no intention of kind of being included on the list. So, yeah, I just want to point out that for the most part, I'm using 32-bit plugins. Mostly for compatibility. I'm still using the 32-bit version of Ableton, but if I want to use a 64-bit version of a particular project, or I want to load up a bunch of contact instruments, I'll boot up Bitwig. But for like generally, I'm still using the 32-bit version of Live. So yeah, let's start out with the first on the list. First on the list is Tilda What. I actually can't show you that folder because they're beta and kind of forget the term. Uh, yeah, I don't know the term, but they're basically staying within the company, and I can't really show you what's in there. If I open that, my NDR will be used against me, and I'll go to producer jail. So yeah, we'll go to the next one. Access Music. This is the VST kind of controller for my Polar, which I have in front of me, and I have my Snow in a box behind me. And yeah, and that kind of is used in conjunction with the VSTI, it's the VST version. Okay, or the integrated makes it's what the TI and the virus stands for, total integration. That's probably not one that you will be interested in getting because you can't use it without the actual hardware. Next on the list is audio damage. I've just installed these, um, and yeah, cool little tidbits. Kind of a smaller company. Next is Cakewalk, and I'm using Zeta 2, Zeta Plus 2, just because I've been using it since like 2007, when it was making all those crazy kind of trance things. There's a lot of classic sounds in there that are pretty good. Melodyne, working a lot with vocals and kind of using pitch effects in an interesting way. And that is the Melodyne editor. Cubase, I don't know where I got this. I'll openly admit that I downloaded this. It's the older Cubase plugins from like Cubase 3, and they are made to be able to work in any other plugin or any other VST host. And I have this pretty much just for Quadrifuzz. Um, and yeah, they're available for free, but they only work with Cubase. So it's kind of like weird ass backwards, but somehow these work with Ableton, and it's pretty fun. Yeah. Anyway, Quadfuzz and the Cubase stuff. Cytomic the glue. I also have the drop, which I haven't installed yet. I totally forgot. But I have a license for the drop too. The glue, it's basically the best SSL compressor ever. The D16 group, they make emulations of the classic drum machines like 909, 808, trap shit. But then there's also a 303 kind of emulator. Where's my, there we go. 303 emulator, which is pretty cool. That's by D16. DMG Audio, I've been using off and on. Equilibrium is probably one of the better EQs, but it was kind of buggy before. But now it's pretty solid, and Limitless is something to. It's pretty much the soup of the day that I have on my master bus, and it's pretty good. Next up, Fab Filter. Very nice kind of plugin suite. I'm using the multiband and the Pro Q. and the C2. So got your compressor, your EQ. Um, oh, I'm using the Pro L as well, and Saturn. These are very good plugins. Um, they look great. They work great. What more do you want? the FL Studio 12 plugins are all in there. Pretty good. I got my free folder, and it includes just uh, utility kind of things. The engineer filter, you can have a bunch of different kind of filters. Function shaper, which is like a distortion kind of unit, and the signal analyzer. I think it's RS Met that is used in there. And I have Genesis, the computer music version, Smexoscope, which is an oscilloscope, and Glitch Blue, which is like a glitchy kind of steppy sequencer type thing. It's free and it's pretty cool. It does all sorts of neat stuff. Isotope, I have Ozone 7 and RX and Trash 2. I also have Trash somewhere, the original Trash. Um, Trash is a good kind of distortion amp emulation. RX is like a slimmed down version. It's like a channel version of Ozone, and Ozone is Ozone. It's a mastering suite of plugins. Uh, Kilohertz KHS was recently hooked up with this. This includes multipass, which is like a multi-band effects unit. LFO. I'm gonna be dropping this into Bitwig and doing some crazy modulation. It's gonna be fun. And you have like all your separate effects, small kind of boutique effects, like the Has effect you have here in a plugin. Very cool. Support him. He's a pretty cool guy. Single man operation as far as I know, and high quality plugins. Korg, the Legacy Collection. You got to have the M1 and maybe the MS-20. Come on, what you got to do. Native Instruments have them rocking Complete 10, I think. I don't have the box with me. Somewhere around here. Just a bunch of, like a plethora of plugins. Battery driver, 2 reverb, Reactor 6, Reactor 5, solid bus com, which is actually pretty good in terms of being an SSL clone. I got a lot of different SSL compressors. I'm a fanboy of that. I don't know why. Plugin Alliance, also very good for mastering. There's just quite a bit of different mastering things and utilities that you can use. Yeah, and also the SPL Deverb, just cool little things, cool little effects. Can really kind of shine up your mix. The SPL, the Transient Designer, this is very classic. Kind of makes your drums kind of punchy. It's a upwards compressor made in Germany also, so you know it's good. Rob Papin, Albino 3 discontinued, so yeah, but this is another one of those nostalgic trance music maker plugins. Very cool. Sonox, the different reverbs, and these are very light on CPU. Made by Sony, I assume. I got your Spire. I have both versions of Spire, the latest 1.0 and then 1.1. So I can kind of just it's always good if there's like a major update to something, just have both so you can kind of have that layer of safety in case something happens. You gotta go back or whatever. Silent One. What else can you say? It's like lightweight. Um, Lightweight sounds. When you want like that kind of cold, brittle sound, there you have it. And plus, there's just so many presets for it. It's insane. Tone boosters plugins. Another one like Plugin Alliance. Super just the way that the bus compressor works, for instance. You just have all these different things. Like, where's a unique one? You got pump. I'm not even sure what that does. Just an all-round cool guy. And the reverb also sounds great. These are really good on uh, CPU, which I don't really need to worry about. Yuhei plugins, including Diva and Zebra, and Hive as well. Sounds One alternative. Uh, very good German-made plugins. Excellent support. New stuff coming out all the time. Why am I spinning? Anyway, Valhalla. These reverbs are pretty good. All different kinds, and Shimmer as well. Shimmer is a really interesting one. Sounds pretty good on leads. And the plate sounds good on vocals. I put those in my sends down here, or my return tracks, I should say. Voxango. The some of these plugins are free. Very good. Uh, Spectrum analyzer, and you can zoom in and all that, and kind of pinpoint your frequencies. And it's just another layer of impartiality to like look at what's going on. Very cool. Waves. You gotta have waves. Waves plugins. If you're gonna be mastering, yeah, use them. Some people say they're overrated, but whatever. X for records. Oh, I don't have Nerve. That's got to change, so I should get Nerve soon. I have Cthulhu, LFO Tool, Serum, and Serum Effects, the new update. Always good. I use LFO Tool quite a bit. It's just, one of those things to easily sculpt a sound. And like, for example, I'll put on my scope, I'll put a kick drum in there, and I'll like kind of dial in and compress the kick drum and like have like artificial compression to make it more punchy. If the kick's a little less than ideal in its tail, I'll drop a filter. It's all oversampled. You can resize it. Drop in a filter and just have the filter take place of the LFO modulation and kind of shave off the tail and make the kick sound real nice and neat. I use LFO tool basically, yeah, all the time. Bazism, one of the latest updates includes pitch tracking for the kick, so you can kind of play it and it'll go up and down in pitch. Good for those big long kicks that need to be pitched. Really good. Kickstart, haven't used yet. FL Studio VSTI, haven't really used that. And Omnisphere for those organic big sounds. Yeah. So yeah, pretty much that is the plugin list. Hope you found it interesting. Take care and have a good one.